Hello, everyone listen here. Today we are going to see certain topics in Unit 2. Okay, so what are the irrigation practices that can be followed for pure quality or poor quality water or saline water irrigation, or what strategies? First, we'll be discussing the root zone salinity. What is meant by root zone salinity? So normally when you take it as a root zone salinity means it is the salinity which is present in the vicinity of the root. Okay. So normally when you take it as, I can say it as an example, it will be taken as a small example is if you take it as a plant means you know very well it will be shooting for a certain height, right? So that we have to consider. So the average root zone salinity can be calculated using the average of 5 points in the rooting depth. Okay, so like that you will have to do this. So actually it is the root zone means it is the main terminal through which the vegetation obtains its resources. Okay, and so that is what we are going to do. So when the soil contains high levels of soluble salts such as sodium chloride or sodium sulfate or magnesium sulfate means that will be leading to elevated salinity in the root zone. So moderately saline water. See, if the irrigation water is moderately saline also, the plant will have to work harder to absorb the water from the soil. Okay, so if there is not required water is being present, the plant will be wilting and the growth will be slowed. Okay, so you will have reduced yields. Highly saline water. If the highly saline irrigation water is used, the process of osmosis can also be becoming reversed. Okay, so where the solution outside the plant roots is higher than salt concentration and the root of sources, what will happen? The water will be moving from the roots into the sunlight, or otherwise the water movement from the outside to the roots is completely very difficult. Okay, so that we will have to consider it. Acceptable salinity levels means there will be some variations in how salinity affecting the plant. Okay, depending on crop, variety, rootstock, leaching ability of the soil, and also method of irrigation. So it depends. If it is spray means the difference. Okay, most crops including salt sensitive crops should accept the salinity levels up to 700. So normally till this you won't have any loss of yield. Okay, so what are the management options that is being available when you take it as this saline water means this mulching means actually it is a process of covering the topsoil with plant materials such as leaves or grass or twigs, the crop residues or straw, etc. So what will happen means the mulch cover will be enhancing the activity of soil organisms like earthworms and all. So it's actually it will be improving the soil around the plants. Okay, so you can what happens is as the saline water is evaporating from the soil, so it will be leaving behind the salts and all. So what happens is the good mulch will be available means it will be helping to reduce the surface evaporation, and the moisture will be maintained near the soil surface, and the buildup of soil salinity will be reduced. Next one is leaching. What is meant by leaching means it is the effect of reducing the saline. To reduce the effect of saline water, you have to apply extra amount of salt. Okay, extra amount of water. So that is we call it as leaching. So it occurs as excess water removing water soluble nutrients out of the soil by either runoff or drainage. So leaching is an environmental problem for agricultural professionals and all. And when we have chemical heavy fertilizers have to be swept out. Okay, and so this process means it's a process of extracting substance from the solid material that is dissolved in a liquid. So that is actually we call it as leaching. Okay, this water with an EC as low as 800 per centimeter will add over half ton of salt for each megaliter of water. So if unless leaching and drainage is being carried out, salinity may be increasing to unsustainable level. So we have to carry out leaching and so what happens, it is very when the buildup of soluble salts is becoming excessive, the salts can be leached by applying more water than needed. Okay, so this extra water moves at least a portion of the salts below the root zone by means of percolation. Okay, so this is a key factor in controlling the soluble salts brought by the irrigation water. Actually, by overtime, salt removed by leaching must equal or exceed the salt additions. You know very well, salt will be added. It is actually a ongoing process, salt addition, because when your applied water is low means it is an ongoing process. So the leaching, the water applied for leaching must be equal or exceed the salt additions from the applied water or salts will build up and eventually reach the damaging concentrations at all. Okay, so that you will have to consider. So you will have to calculate the leaching, appropriate leaching requirement and all. Okay, so that we have to do. So with this I'm completing this video. So we have seen that various different irrigation methods can also be applied. Okay, like leaching, mulching will be helping to reduce the will be helping the plant to overcome the salinity and produce a very good yield. Thank you.